about it, think 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 about it.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy, bringing you another Go Nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there around the world. I am thankful to be back. I am at peace. I am feeling great. And so I just want to, on a daily basis, get this podcast going and share with you all what's really going on here in damn Erica. Put the D in front of America, capitalize the E, damn Erica, in a black-eyed point of view. Yeah, you know, here it is in Congress, one of 5 black Americans who sit on the seat as a senator is grilling RFK, Robert F. Kennedy, in his statement about blacks needing to have a different vaccine than others. What's interesting is that the senator also, Brooks, took offense because the insinuation that we could be targeted in some aspect of giving something different than the rest of society could be very scary and threatening to her. For me, I think we should look at it on the other side of what he's not saying. Before I get into it, listen to this video and I'll be back.
I have you were on a show on February 26, 2021, an interview with Dr. Judy Mikovits, where you said the following, and I quote, "We should not be giving black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites because their immune system is better than ours." Can you please explain what you meant?
There's a series of studies, I think most of them by Poland, that show that to particular antigens that blacks have a much stronger reaction. There's differences in reaction to different products by different races.
So I have 17 seconds left. Let me just ask you then. So what different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received? What different vaccine schedule should I have received?
I mean, the Poland article suggests.
What do you think? Let me say this right here. You know, Senator also Brooks makes the statement, and I think she's taken charge that his statement is offensive and it could be very prejudiced in a sense of thinking that a vaccine that could be set aside for others and yet not applied to the rest of society could be threatening in a sense to a people. But let me go ahead and get a little further into this because, you know, I know from her standpoint, and in today's society in 2025, we have regurgitated the rhetoric that we are all equal, that we are all the same. And that's so far from the truth because in one breath we could say we are different in cultures. We are different in religions and we're different in our perspectives. Emphasizing on the word different. But yet we say we bleed the same and yet are equal as the same. Well, we do know animals bleed red too, so that doesn't make you equal because you bleed the same color. But what is it that we are standing apart from one another and saying that we are different? Well, it's very simple. If I look different to you, whether it's skin color, whether it's the color of my hair, whatever, there are differences. And that's the beauty of life, that there are differences. There is no one thing that is identical, not even identical twins. But what we need to get down to the point of it is that when we try to put ourselves in the same boat as everyone, it could be a traumatic experience. As in what I think, don't hold me to it though, what I think RFK is saying is that because we know scientifically, biologically, genetically, that most people who are of a darker color have a stronger genetic pool, have a stronger immune system, have a greater ability than those who lack the melanin. This is not me saying that, that's scientifically proven. And so then what he is saying, and I can attest to this, is the fact that here it is, if you are giving vaccines based off the pool of people that you've tested, which would probably be more of the Caucasian race because they're predominantly the majority in America, if you're going off of the results of who your testing pool is, and yet you give that same vaccine to others, does it have a different result? Hence, we know during the COVID vaccine, they said black people suffered the most. Now, I don't even like when he used the black, because black, in a sense, coming out of his mouth, made us to seem we were not even a people, a nation. And it's sad because we're not. I hope that each and every one of you all realize, I don't care where you come from, but when we talk about being a people of color, we know scientifically, it's already proven, it's the first people on the earth, and all others came out of. But yet in society, we know we have fought to try to be equal. That was Martin Luther King's whole gist, was we want to be treated equally as though you are treating yourselves. I differ in that perspective only because I understand there are differences. But I get when our people are fighting to say we're equal, because we fought to be equal. I mean, think about it, family. All these years here in America, even in Africa, even around the globe, no matter where we were, in different societies, in different countries, we have fought to try to be treated fairly. We have. And we have overcome so many obstacles. So many of us have gone to the measures of what we were told. If you want to be part of the society, then you need to get on board and you need to go ahead and prove yourself. And we've done it. We have achieved more than most would ever imagine. And from looking at where we come from, with all the challenges, somehow, though, we have lost the mindset of getting to an understanding that it doesn't preclude us from the fact that we are different still. We are still a different people. But I get when we are wanting to be treated equally, meaning in fairness, that in itself should be what all fight for, is the fairness of equitable treatment, not treating each other equally when it comes to the makeup of who you are. RFK, Robert F. Kennedy, is stating the fact that I think was overlooked. We are different. And I will insert myself into this because I'm going through medical therapy right now, chemical therapy, where I had a discussion with my doctor. And I was sharing with my doctor that I don't want to be treated as the whole, even though the medical community has to follow such suit. You're giving a prescribed, therapy where it fits everyone. But I told my doctor, I said, look, I'm not one that has diabetes, high blood pressure, any other ailments. I'm pretty good and healthy. But what you are prescribing me as a medication may not be the exact protocol that we need to follow. And they agree that we can play around with the protocol, the medicine, because we all react differently to each of them. And of course, they're watching my blood work and all these things here to ensure that nothing is going awry. But I'm saying is that we have suffered, many of us have suffered under the medical field, under the education, under the psychological fields, under many fields, because of the fact that we were looked at as the same as far as from the testing pool, when the result of how we perform, how we think, how we act are far differences than we can ever imagine. Think about what you say to your children, your grandchildren, to your relatives, when you push them in a direction to have them believe that they are equal, when they could be further along. To debunk the argument, if it is true that it's equal, let me ask you, why is there a credit score? Why is there a SAT score? Why is there a ACT score? Why is there these different measurements that are put out here? Why is it on your application what's your ethnicity? If everybody's supposed to be equal, if everybody's supposed to be the same, why is there always the differences that they have created to separate a people? The financial gap, the lower income, the middle income, the higher income. Why, if it's really truly to be fair and equitable, why is it these things out here? You know, right now they're doing away with the diversity, equality, and the inclusion whole DEI thing because, you know, they are wanting to make sure that there are no biases in a system that will give more privilege to others besides themselves. Now, I believe every man should be, you know, treated according to his own ability. But we know there are prejudices, biases that exist. So what do? We live in a society that was created not for us as those who they would call us minorities or those who've come in from other countries. The system was put in place for themselves. That's just facts. And if the system was created for those who are the majority, it leaves out those who are the minority. So then that you will always find yourself fighting, trying to get ahead, trying to get the position, trying to get the opportunity of what is out there that avails you. You got to go through the interview process. You got to go through the business application. You have to go through the house application and trying to get the house. You have to go through all these prerequisites. When they say you're all the same, why are there prerequisites? Why are these measures in place to filter out those who they say are not good enough? But we're all supposed to be equal. I want to say that we as a people, and I'll speak for us who would be the so-called minority, according to them, have it really better than most people do. And when I say most people, even the majority, we have proven ourselves time and time again to fit the bill, to be able to complete the task, to be able to go above and beyond in what is ever asked. You know, when I was growing up, my mom and dad told me, you know, you got to be the first one in and the last one to leave. Can you imagine telling your child that and you have to know that you will be looked upon differently and you have to go beyond in what's required of you in order to get where you're trying to go? And even if you don't get where you're supposed to go because you fought thinking you're equal, and if you do these things, you can get this, and you find out it's not true. And so what I'm saying to many of our people is that, and when I say many of our people, I'm talking about people who we, you know, can see eye to eye. Because the system itself is prejudiced against its own. There are so many different categories we can look into that will divide a people up and put them in their own categories. And those who wind up with the control are those with the money. So I say that this video here is only one small indication of showing by those who will consider themselves to be the majority, exposing the fact, the differences in how we are as a people and how we actually reign supreme in many aspects of life when it comes to a people in the human race, if you call that. Take it as it comes, and I say to you all, if you can't swallow the truth, don't chew it all. This is your man, not your boy, bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside.
Think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it.